Hey you, searching for the one on Love Street. What would you do? What direction would you seek? Are you going to change paths for him? Or would you rather stick to your own path, find him on his own adventure, and still on the same path journey together into forever? These are so many questions that you have to ask yourself, and that is why I'm making this episode specially for you. Listen happily. Hello, beautiful people, my one and only. Welcome once again to another episode of your favorite podcast, The Journey Called Love. I know it's been a while. Oh my God, I've missed you guys. I can't even begin to put the words together. I'm so sorry. I've been inconsistent. So many things happening in my corner. Anyways, we are here again and I'm so excited to be back. And hopefully, God willing, this is going to be more consistent. Yeah. So today we are going to be discussing a rather important and sweet topic. Yes, it's actually aimed towards finding purpose, but I titled it as Single Pringles. Yeah. We have the single Pringles in the house. Yeah. Oh my God. So this is for us. Single Pringles in the house. Well, when I say single Pringles, I really do not mean, I do not just mean those that are not in the relationship now. I also mean those that are in a relationship but not married. As long as you are not engaged or married, this is for you. Yes, listen. And if you're engaged, you could actually learn one or two things, because it's never too late to find purpose and to journey in the right direction. Right. So, first of all, I would like to say that now that you are still single, you still have time. Like I said, it is not too late to find purpose. This particular podcast is everything about finding purpose, okay? It's everything about finding purpose. There are things to do before you begin to look for the love, look for the one. So many things to do. I know that there are so many people single like us, feeling so bitter. And I understand there are those downtimes, definitely, yes. But there's so many people that have or that are seeing this moment, this waiting moment, as a punishment, feel like God is just punishing them. And some have also seen it as, a moment to just, waste the time, enjoy, jump from one relationship to the other, test the waters, and even drown in it. So come out again, dry yourself, go back in again. There's so many. These are some of the things that so many people are actually engaging in, even in this season, in this period. It is actually for a while, right? It is definitely for a while. The way they say that, calculate the amount of years. How old are you now? The amount of years that you would spend married with the one at the end of the day would be so much more than the amount of years that you have spent as a single person. Definitely so much more. So that means whatever you do now determines what happens in those years. Whatever you do now, of course, first determines who you finally end up with, and who you end up with in a very large extent determines how you're married, how the rest of your life will turn out to be, right? So you need to find yourself. For so many of us, we keep forgetting. In fact, for so many of us, we do not know ourselves. You know how they say that the only constant thing is change, right? It means that even as human beings, we change. Our behaviors, our patterns, our thinking, our values, everything about us changes over time. There are only some part of us or some things that are constant throughout our lives. But for most parts, or for most things, or for most of the things, they change. Yeah, you hear people say, growing up, I used to like to eat a lot, but now I'm a bit more, not really so into food. You hear people say, growing up, I used to be very reserved, but now I'm a talkative, right? So it means there are changes. So that is why you need to first of all find yourself, because when you do not know yourself, how do you delude yourself with the idea that you can actually know someone else? when you do not know yourself and love yourself. Knowing yourself is self-realization, self-awareness, knowing what you can do, your tendencies, all of that. Loving yourself is how you then get to love someone else. It is very important that you know who you are, you love it, so that you would be able to love other people. They say you cannot give what you don't have, right? And your self-esteem plays a very major role in how much you love people around you. So it is very important. Because what you see or what you know of yourself is what people also see and know of you. Is what you believe you have, that people would also, if you don't sell yourself the right way, people would take you, the way they want to. So it is important that you know yourself. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that while you're still single, waiting on Love Street, don't wait depressed, don't wait desperate, don't wait angry with life. Know yourself. Get to know yourself. Know your tendencies. When I am hungry, how do I react? How do I react to pressure? I remember, at work, we're just joking about this. We say, when you write in your CV, you say, I work well under pressure. When the pressure of work came, so many of us, we were cracking under that pressure, right? But it's actually the moment where you get to realize or know if you can actually survive pressure, right? I've been actually learning a lot around pressure, especially because now work is really serious. I've been learning around managing situations, pressuring situations like that, and it's been a whole lot of realization for me. So you need to know, how do I handle pressure? Who am I when I'm hungry? Am I the violent, throw everything out, break the house, shout off the roof kind of person? Or am I the person that gets angry and just crawls into a corner, cry my eyes out, and then just let it go? You need to know yourself, because it is this knowledge that would help you to know who you can deal with, right? If I'm the person that when I get angry, I tend to crawl into my own shell and resolve it in my mind, and it takes hours for me to do that before I'm fine again. It's important for me to know that, so that I'll be able to deal with, or so I'll be able to know who I can deal with. Because if I then meet a guy that gets angry and breaks the house, or somebody that when I am angry is not patient enough to actually just let me be and fix things on my own before coming around, there'll be conflict, serious conflict, because I'll keep explaining to you, babe, when I'm angry, just leave me, I just want to be left alone. And then he's there saying, why would you want to be left alone? It does not make anything. Conflict. So if you don't know that, that is even easy. If you know it, when you know it, that you'll be able to tell him that, babe, when I'm angry, I just want to be left alone. But when you don't know it, even you are confused. You just know that when you're angry and it comes to you, you can't allow it, you can't accommodate it. You just end up fighting with him. You don't even understand why. If you have known yourself before you get into that or the marriage, you'll be able to save yourself a lot of things. You'll be able to at least pass the right information that will bring about healthiness in your relationship, right? So it's very important to discover yourself. And then another thing that is also important for you to find is purpose. So your single days are days where you find purpose. You need to find purpose. It's very important. And I would not mention finding purpose without also mentioning finding God. Yes, this is a journey to loving, a journey called love, right? And like I have always said from the beginning, this journey is not something that you can go on without God. So yes, you're still single, you have all the time. You know that when you're married and you have to cater for your husband or your wife, you have to work your head out, trying to provide for your family, school fees, house rent, all of those pressures, financial obligations and responsibilities. It would actually be very, very difficult to take a lot of discipline to create time for God, to create time for yourself. Yes, okay. So now is the time that you have all the time in the world now. The only thing that's probably taking your time now, maybe your studies or work, right? And even in the midst of that, there are the weekends. There's always time, right? Now you don't have to worry about, oh, what will I cook for my family this evening, or oh, how will I pay my daughter's school fees, or oh, my husband is coming home soon, I need to go to the kitchen, I need to go to the market. You have time now. So now is the time to seek God, find God, and as well to seek and find purpose. You have to stay in the waiting room until you're complete. You need to be complete. See, I do not believe in half joining together to become one. That's not what it is. The Bible says the two shall become one. That's what the Bible says, not the two halves. You have to be one complete person to meet another complete person before you can now become one, right? So it is very, very important that you stay in the place until you are made complete. You need to be ready. See, apart from finding purpose, I also strongly believe that it is a time when you have to start living out purpose. Because you see, when you get married, yes, you definitely get married to a supportive partner, somebody that will still push your purpose, support you and all of that, but it will not be the same way. The way you can travel around for things now and throw seminars or go for seminars, go for conferences, learn, develop, just go off, switch off communication with the world. It's not the same way you'll be able to do it once you're married, or even once you're in a relationship. Okay, they say marriage is a distraction, and it really is, not in a bad way, right? But you understand what I'm saying when I say marriage is a distraction. You get busy with a whole lot of other stuff and you don't have enough time. So now that you have time, I beg you, use the time wisely. Use it well. Discover purpose. Find purpose. When you start a relationship without knowing your purpose, you begin to ask the question of who are we instead of asking the question of who am I. It is very important for you to ask the who question, right? We know the major questions to ask: who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing here? What's my purpose? How do I achieve it? All of those questions are important questions. But once you enter a relationship without really finding out who you are, you enter the relationship and then the question in your mind is, who are we? What is this relationship about? Where are we going from here? What's the purpose of this relationship? And at that, when you go to God with a who are we question, it just really is a misplaced priority, because God is asking you. You don't even know who you are. You are asking who are we. It's not when the two of you know who you are that it makes sense. So it's very important for us all, myself inclusive, everybody, to actually ask and answer the question of who am I before you now come to think about starting a relationship. You need to find out who you are. When you find purpose, you can now start thinking about, okay, and the sweet thing about this thing, once you find purpose and you are on the path to purpose, it becomes really easy to attract the right person. You are working, because the person that will be attracted to you at that stage in your life is somebody that has also find purpose and is definitely also working in line with purpose. And so it's easy. It's really easy. It's easier. So many of us just cry about not having a boyfriend when actually we are not doing anything with our lives. There's nothing that is. Remember the story of Ruth and Boaz? Ruth was obviously an hardworking lady, and that was part of what attracted Boaz to her, right? So it's in the place of working on the field that she was found, right? So you need to also be working on something. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your time? Let me not say with your life now, but what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your time? It's important for you to be specific, to be purposeful, so that somebody would see you. You know how it is. Nobody wants a liability. That's a gospel truth, okay? No man wants to have a woman that will just be there. Even if you be a housewife, you should not be a liability. You should not be. So now is the time for you to build intelligence. Now is the time for you to prepare your mind. It's not easy to be a mother. Don't think that it's just about breastfeeding and giving birth to the child. You need to be prepared. See, the children they are giving birth to in these days and time, they are very intelligent, smart people. For your child to ask you a question and you'll be like, I'm sorry, let me ask your father when he gets back. No. You need to prepare your mind, sharpen your intellect. Read books. Be vast in knowledge, attend seminars, attend conferences, find purpose, work towards it, find God, have a relationship with God. See, all of these things cannot be overemphasized. I wish that I can actually take the old days speaking about it, but because sincerely, they are actually very important. Very, very important. And we miss it so much in the love journey these days, this age, because we fail to start with the basic things. We fail so much. We are all, let me just get a boyfriend, let me just get a girlfriend, I just need somebody to talk to. And at the end of the day, our reasons for even starting a relationship is all wrong. I need somebody to talk to, I'm lonely, I feel bored, I need somebody to, how gracious. You need to find purpose. When you find purpose, the idea would now be, I need someone to help me in achieving purpose. I need somebody that would help to walk the path of purpose together, so that we'll fulfill purpose together. That is now the idea, and that is a more solid thing. That is more solid, so that even when it comes to the point when love is not enough, you're able to see reasons to stay together. Because you know that you are building something together, you are working on a part of purpose together. Your purpose is intertwined, and you cannot do without it. You have to fulfill purpose, of course. So you have to be with this person to fulfill purpose. That now becomes a major reason to stay. I'm not saying when the relationship becomes abusive. I'm not saying when the relationship becomes abusive. I'm saying when love seems not to be enough, you then have a reason, because there is purpose. There is purpose there. There is God there. So you have a reason to stay together. But when you're just there because I'm feeling bored, I'm bored, I just want somebody to talk to. At the moment when you now feel like you're no longer bored, feel so happy and so full of life and so surrounded with people, that particular person now becomes really meaningless. And you are able to just, throw this person away at any given time. So now is the time to actually work on all of those. Don't go breaking people's hearts. You're not sure of who you are. You're not sure of what you want to become. You asked a lady out, or you said yes to a guy. Then afterwards, maybe after a while, you the purpose thing got to you, and you decide to find purpose. Then you discover yourself, and you discover that this person I'm in a relationship with, we're not supposed to be together. Then you come to say, babe, actually, that time I wasn't patient. Now God is telling me that you are not the will of God. My dear, you can actually avoid all of those heartbreak and stress when you just calm down. How old are you again? Calm down, okay? Calm down. This is not even age factor. It's not age bound at all. It is very important. See, it is better to get married. It is better to get married late and well. Okay, let me put that well. It's better to get married late, but get married to the right person, than to get married early and it is with the wrong person. When you get married early with the wrong person, you end up looking older than your mates that married late but married well. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You get. So you need to calm down. You really need to calm down. Life is not all about finding somebody to love you and getting married to the person and giving birth to children and all. What would you now do after? When you're not married and you're giving birth to the children, what would you be doing with your life? So it's important for you to find purpose. If you're a career person, develop your career. If you're into business, if you are someone that is you're someone that is intelligent and like to learn a skill, do that, develop, do your best, put your best into this moment of your life. All those energy and emotions you want to be using on relationship, divert it into relationship with God, divert it into pursuing purpose, and just see how well you are happy with yourself. You, at the end of the day, you end up becoming a complete, happy and sane human being. And it is at that moment when you attain that level, that is when it is right to then begin to find somebody. Because at that time you're not finding somebody to complete you, you're finding somebody to work together with you, to do more, to become more better. I don't know if you understand the difference. Trust me, this is it. This difference. There's a very big difference between somebody that has just got married because everybody's doing it's time. I'm old and all of that. Somebody that got married because this person would help me on the journey to purpose. Imagine a couple fulfilling purpose together, serving God and shaking their world, in their own sphere of influence together. You know them now. See examples of them all around our nation, all around the world. See the difference. There's a whole lot of difference. And like I mentioned before, when love seems not enough, that purpose just holds you together. And of course, God, I'm not saying this outside of God, all right? It holds you together, and before you know it, you're fine again, all right? And another mistake that I would like to clear, okay, so for some people, they find purpose, and instead of them to calm down and allow God to take the wheel, they end up looking for someone that fits into that purpose. Oh, now I'm a minister of God, I've gotten here, this is what God wants to do in my life, save millions, or maybe I'm a healing minister, God has called me to heal the nations and all of that. Now I have to look for somebody that's maybe like a nurse, or no, somebody that's probably so into ministry, maybe a chorister, so as I'm preaching, the person will be singing, and the spirit will move, everything will just go on like that. That's very wrong. Once you find purpose, don't go looking for someone that looks like it. Oh, now I'm a doctor, I should end up with somebody. I should find somebody that is, at least, I don't want a lawyer, that'll be outside of my field. Let me just find somebody that is like a pharmacist, so as I'm treating, person's administering drugs, perfect combination. Well done, combinator. Well done, my dear. It's only God that can help you to find the one. Yes, now that you found purpose, and I'm sure you did not find purpose on your own, let God also undo finding the one for you. Okay, let God undo finding the one for you, and you see how well it will just make sense. You see how natural it would be. So for these single days, prepare for who you are and for what you are sent for. Learn instead of looking for a boy. Please look for books, I beg you. Travel and explore. Know yourself. Know who you are. Know what you like and what you don't like. Build your knowledge bank. You would need it in the future. Don't disgrace us. Don't disgrace us with the future generation when your children start asking you complex questions. Build your intelligence. They are actually very short. Wow, very short. Like I said earlier, they are not as long as the years you spend with the one. But they determine the other days. It is the time. Don't forget, let me just recap. Now that you're single, is the time to discover yourself. Know who you are. Increase your knowledge. Read books. Learn. Add skills. Do everything you can to become a better person. Find God. Find purpose. And instead of asking everybody out, every friend, we are already looking at her, this girl is fine. This girl will do. This girl is this, she's homely, she's that. Calm down and discover yourself first. Instead of looking for a boy or looking for a girl, look for a book. Know yourself. Alright, this is where I'm going to be ending today's episode. It's been I know that it's lovely. Even me, I'm feeling the energy, alright, and I trust that you're also getting blessed as you're listening. Till I come your way again, don't forget, it's purpose first. Get your direction. Know yourself. Don't take the option of changing direction because of a man or because of a woman, changing your path because of a man or a woman. Find who you are, and when you find who you are, it is very, very possible, or it's very, very easy to now meet somebody on that same path. I'm not saying that because you're a doctor you have to marry a doctor. No, that's what I'm saying. But God has a way of bringing his children together, perfect fit for each other. So just trust God in it. Get your direction, know yourself, and you will be sure to attract just the right fit for you, and even naturally. Thank you so much for listening. Bye guys.